guys, welcome back. We're gonna do a full steering system identification and inspection on my 1997 Toyota 4Runner. So I'm gonna start under hood, then we're gonna go underneath, and then we're gonna go inside the cab and just check everything out and ID everything that we can. So here we go. This 4Runner's obviously has hydraulic power steering, so when I'm looking under the hood, I'm either looking for a remote mounted or a pump mounted power steering reservoir, so I'm not seeing anything back here. Here's washer. It looks like I got AC, trans in the back, brake fluid, engine oil, so nothing there. Start looking at the drive members. So I got water pump, alternator, nothing's down there. Here's the power steering pump. Below that is the air conditioner pump. So this vehicle has requirements for DEX ATF. So I'm just gonna pull that. I'm gonna wipe it really quick. Toyota recommends you run the vehicle. So check with your manufacturer when you guys are doing your video. So there's the hot mark. There's the cold mark. The fluid looks good, smells good, tastes good, so it must be good. Power steering pumps generate like up to 1500 PSI, so I'm looking around the shaft seal. I'm looking at that high pressure line, banjo fitting, all that looks good. None of these lines are wet. It looks like my high pressure line, this one right here, is gonna wrap around and travel around this side, so you can see those two lines right there that are going over the frame rail. It's a little wet down there, so I'm gonna take a closer look. So I'm just gonna focus on the hydraulics first. It's a little bit hard to see, but you see all this buildup. This is just a little bit of oil and dust over time. So if I peek down inside of here, my return line has got some oil buildup on it, for sure. Oh, not too bad. It could be wiped off, but I'm betting that is just dried up over time. This thing is a little bit older, so let's take a peek at the rack itself. So there's a little bit of moisture buildup on the boot. You can see a little bit on the bottom. I would say that's normal. So we got the inner tie rod. That's the whole rack and pinion assembly. Here is my outer tie rod. They all look pretty good. When they have a little bit of buildup like that, don't lose too much sleep over it. Not a big deal. Let's go take a peek at the right-hand side. So I'm looking at this. See how the top portion of the boot is wet. The bottom portion's also wet. And I have a little oil buildup on that fitting there. So this rack is sweating a little bit. It's not too bad. It still does this job. It's not pouring fluid on the ground. There's the right hand outer tie rod. So all this stuff looks pretty good. Here's all my adjustments. There's the jam nut. So I would turn this to get my adjustment on my inner tie rod. So all that looks pretty good. Let's take a peek at in cab. So don't forget, we're going to do under hood, under vehicle, and then also in cab. So just going to crawl in here real quick. So we've got very minimal stuff on here, but we do have airbags. Horn works. So I got cruise button, turns on and off. That's a good sign. We also got headlights, turn signals. Those seem to work. Well, we also have wipers. So part of your guys' inspection is running through all this stuff. Wipers work good. Got good fluid coming out. We also want to check the tilt mechanism, so that's on the right hand side here. So we'll jog through all this stuff, guys. Make sure it all locks in place. I'm going to take a peek underneath, just inspect the intermediate shaft from steering wheel down to rack. A little bit hard to see. There's our main boot. Gabe, I think you had one where yours is starting to blow out. But pretty minimal stuff here. It's pretty short setup. But that's exactly how I want you guys to complete your full steering system identification. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.